Hi and welcome to this episode. I'm so excited to share with you guys. This is week 10 of my creative heart prompts. As you know, I have made a commitment to share with you guys every week a creative prompt of some sort that could inspire you, expose you to some new techniques in your art world, stuff that you can take either to your canvas or to your art journal, or really whatever kind of medium that you work in. Some of these ideas and inspirations transcend any mediums. It is really universal. So I invite you to join me on this creative journey that me and a lot of friends are on. So if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on any of this. Right now, we are busy delving into acrylic techniques. And this is always fun because it can expand your methodology and ways that you go to the canvas or to your art journal. And acrylic is the main medium that I'm focusing on, and it really is such a versatile medium to play with in really any field. So I'm excited because I'm going to show you today how I put together this page in my art journal. And the big thing about it is I use acrylic skins. Now, if you've never played with acrylic skins, I quickly want to introduce you to this idea. We all have painting palette paper, and we all use palettes of some sort to dispense our paint on and then create. And then afterwards we sit with this almost abstract art on a piece of plastic or paper that we sometimes just crumble up and throw away in the dustbin. I'm here today to tell you that this is a magical thing that you could be using in your art journal or in your art. That's fascinating. So if you've tried this before, you might know that if you try to peel this off, unless it is a shiny plasticky kind of palette, you will find it very difficult to peel off your acrylic paint when it's dried from this palette. So isn't that just the cutest little acrylic skin that you've got? But now, you know, you wanted a bigger piece and now it's torn and it's not always that usable. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use ordinary heavy-duty plastic that I use to cover my notebooks or handbooks or whatever with, and I'm going to turn that into an acrylic skin like this, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. And now you have a portable acrylic skin that on the back you can maybe draw shapes that you want to cut out and use in your art journal or on your canvas. And then when you are ready to use it, you can literally come with a little bit of patience. Let me just get my nail under there. You can peel away like so. You can peel away your acrylic paint, which is now dried, on the plastic, and you can apply a whole section or a shape that you've cut out of this to your art journal or to your canvas. And I'm going to show you this week exactly how to do that. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around. Join me in my art studio as I show you how to create this and how I apply it to my art journal. Let's get to it. Right, I wanted to just begin this acrylic skin session by showing you what you will need in order to create this project. You will begin your journey with acrylic skins on a good quality plastic. And I have just got plastic from the stationery store, Please look for a heavy duty plastic because you want the plastic to be strong enough to carry the acrylic skins. I'm sure you can get away with any plastic, so if you can't get a heavy duty, do give an ordinary book covering plastic a try, but I do recommend a heavy duty one for this particular exercise. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a piece for myself. So you will also need some scissors. You're going to need a brush of some sorts. And most importantly, you're going to need some kind of acrylic medium. Gloss or matte is absolutely perfectly fine. It's a personal choice. I just decanted my matte acrylic glaze medium in this bottle, and then you will also need your acrylic paints that you're going to be using to create your acrylic skins with. I really have 3 different quality ones here, from student grade to mid-range to very professional, so really all of them work perfectly fine. So you start off by getting yourself a nice piece of plastic that is not too big to handle. I think about size A3, but you know, you can decide if you want to work on a smaller scale or if you want to create a larger acrylic skin that you can then cut into smaller pieces later. And this is the exciting part about that, is that you can really play with it afterwards and cut out sections that you want to use. I just want to open this heavy duty. Let me see if it's 2 layers or 1. No, it looks like this is 1 layer. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So now the very important thing that you need to sort of be aware of is that I will start with 3 layers of acrylic medium, because that will give you a foundation for the acrylic to sit on. So when you peel your acrylic skin off, it's already covered and protected and thicker to handle, so that it is less likely to tear and to come apart in pieces, because you're not always aware of exactly how you're going to be applying your color. So I put a good glob of my medium on there, and then I just spread it over my plastic in an even fashion, and I sort of leave the sides as a reminder to myself that I want to work within this interior zone of my cover, so that I have space to touch on the sides, because I like to sometimes close the cover and do like a butterfly technique, which I've done already, and I will show you today how that has turned out. But for this particular sheet, I'm going to do more blocks of color. So you need to allow each layer to dry, and then you do 2 more consecutive layers on top of this, have it completely bone dry. You can speed things up by using your hair dryer, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you how I apply my acrylic paint. So I'll see you now. Alrighty, now that we have prepared our plastic sheet with 3 coats of acrylic medium and it's completely dry, it has arrived at the time where you can play with your paint. So I'm going to create a few interesting shapes for myself. I'm also still experimenting with this idea. I have played with acrylic skins before in a different way by using my palette and tearing off what has remained, but that's not always usable for a project, because there might be colors in there that you don't want, or you know, it might not be big enough, or it's too thick. All of these reasons could be part of you know, the motivation to go into playing with something more intentional like this. So I'm using a very particular color scheme. This is yellow ochre, because I want to play with these colors in my art journal, and I want to be able to use the acrylic schemes in some form as an art element. So you can see I'm just painting my acrylic paint on here like it would be on a canvas, and then we're going to allow this to dry and come back to it. But I'm going to add a few more colors. This is just my raw umber. And next I'm going to be playing with my cream. I absolutely love my cream color. I think something similar to this cream might be unbleached titanium. If you're looking for a color like this, because this is Montmartre's Dimension Acrylic Cream from their professional range, which is really great. Okay, and lastly, this is my cobalt blue. This one is from Winsor and Newton. What a beautiful blue. And there we have it. I think I might add another layer of gold on top of this, because this is really thin and see-through. But I wanted to show you what I already did. This is another acrylic skin that I did, and it's already dry. So I will show you in the next clip how I created this. And then when everything is dry, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this as an element in my art journal. Now we've come to the exciting part in our art journal, where we're going to play with our skins and previous papers. And I've prepared my page in my journal, and I've got my previously prepared acrylic skin ready to roll. Now I think this is too big. I want to cut it a little bit smaller. Now this is the first advantage of creating an acrylic skin like this on a sheet of plastic, because you are able to cut it and manipulate it and work with it in a smaller scale or larger scale, depending on what it is that you want to create. Right, So I wanted to show you one of the ways that I like to play with an acrylic skin like this is I use just a permanent marker, and then I will go in and I will draw random shapes that I think might be interesting. And you don't have to do this. I mean, you can do any shape, you can do letters, you can do numbers, you can really, the sky is the limit with how you can outline shapes on your acrylic skin. And it's really just a guide for you to cut out and try something, see what is left over. Right. So I've just gone for some organic shapes that doesn't have any particular shape to it, because I think it might be an interesting element. Or you can also just remove pieces that you find interesting that you want to use. So I've just given you a number of options to look at in order to add to your journal. So what have I got here as well is just my trusty little scrap bag with any leftover interesting collage material. I've got my paints here on the side, and I've brought today from my collage kit all of my tissue papers, as well as wax papers that I've used before. I quite like to stain these wax papers because it gives me a very nice light see-through background that is always fun to play with. So And there we have it. There's still some little details I might want to add to this page as inspiration hits me, but I did want to share this amazing texture and movement that is achieved by working with these acrylic skins. I mean, it's just awesome. I couldn't get enough. So I know that this page is a bit busy, but you know what? I was in a busy mood, so why not? There's no right or wrong, and we always do try to apply all of the principles and elements of design, but sometimes it's just okay to express yourself until you're happy. So even though this page is very busy, I do like the color combination. It does still feel harmonious to me. And for me, in my personal art journal, I'm reminded of my Reiki practice and just applying all of these beautiful principles to my life and also to my art. So I hope you are inspired to use your acrylic skins. I would love to see what you are going to do and how you're going to apply it. So please, if you do try this, take a photograph and share it with me on the Creative Heart group on Facebook. And if you have any questions, don't shy and ask in the comments below, and I will respond to them personally. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys again next week for another episode of the Creative Heart. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye for now.